What is going on, you guys? Let's go ahead and start us off with some deep breaths. Okay, I'm going to pull up some affirmations for us. This is a reading for our number 9s. Okay, I am channeling for our lone wolves. Okay, you are a lone wolf. Okay, you've been at this for a long time, for as long as you can remember, on your own, by yourself. You are a hyper independent, and I just did number 3's reading, and hyper independence also came up for them. I am channeling for somebody who have been seeing a lot of flock of birds. You know, when you see birds all gathered, flying around together in unison, okay? You've been seeing a lot of flock of birds. And to me, the message that I get from seeing flock of birds, okay, and I've been seeing them very often, and this is coming up for you guys. This is coming up for our number 9s. Okay, you are out here and you are chasing after justice, and perhaps justice is here for you and here to support you. Justice is here for you, and you're seeing a lot of flock of birds. Okay, number 9s, significant for you guys. Okay, your happiness, your inner peace. Okay, this has been about what you love and what you enjoy. This is amazing. I just love tarot so much. What you love, what you enjoy. Okay, this has been about justice. You have been that kid, and ever since you were a little kid, you have been that kid that has always, have been chasing justice. Okay, I'm speaking to a Virgo here when I say this. I'm also speaking to a Taurus and a Capricorn, and I was 202 when I said that, and I was also getting Capricorn on my walk on the way over here. Okay, I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Okay, and when I say number 9, collective, you're seeing this number a lot. Okay, and this could be your birthday month, this could be your birthday day. Okay, this is a number that you've been seeing very often, and is also a number for some of you that you've always been drawn to and has always connected with you. I feel the need to also add to look up the meanings of the number 9. Okay, to me, the number 9 is the self. Okay, everything that consists of the self, everything that consists of this journey that you've been on, whether that is your healing journey, your self-development journey, your career, and wherever you have been with yourself and trying to chase after justice. Okay, right now you are very sensitive to noise. Okay, you would prefer to have lights off at night. Okay, you are somebody who is very much in love with daylight. You love daylight. You love going in the park. I love going in the park. I actually had to walk a little extra to find this spot, and I found this spot at this park, and I thought to do this reading for you guys at this spot. And it's beautiful right now. The wind is picking up, and to you, daylight is important. To you, to have the sun, to soak in the sun. Ooh, cards. Yo, when I say that this morning when I woke up, and literally I was still in bed, my eyes were closed, and I already had these messages in my mind. Like, spirit was literally like gnawing this at me, like, you need to get up, you need to do this reading, you need to get up. But I had to do number 3's reading and then to you guys, and it's so amazing how this whole order has taken me here. Okay, daylight, you absolutely love. When it comes to nighttime, okay, when it comes to nighttime, you love to have the lights off at night. You are very sensitive to light. I'm getting fluorescence. You're sensitive to light, not natural lighting, but you're sensitive to light. So at night, you would prefer to have the lights dimmed. There's something about your vision, there's something about your sensory that feels too much when the lights are on at night. You are an introvert. I'm hearing heavily introverted. Okay, you speak very eloquently, very soft. I feel like this is something that people misunderstand you about, because you are very much into getting to know your inner world more than you having to get to know the outer world. Okay, introverts are very much interested in getting to know more of the inner world than the outer world, and they are very much one to reflect constantly. I'm speaking to somebody here. You speak very eloquently and very soft, very gentle. You mean no harm, but for some reason, people wanting to test you at this time, okay? And this is an energy that's coming up for all of us collectively in this season. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. You know, I'm getting also that ever since, and you knew this from the jump, you know, ever since you started this healing journey for yourself, and you just knew you had to do self-maintenance, you had to take on this journey of self-healing. It's like you had no choice, but perhaps it chose you to be on this path, because ever since you were a little kid, it felt like, you know, even family members didn't want you to win. Like, you always felt this ever since you were a little kid, and perhaps you were that little kid who was bullied a lot, okay? You were always so misinterpreted. You were always so misunderstood for the things that you said, for the things that you were doing. And it only means, you know, the reason why you had acted the way that you did is because of the trauma that you were carrying with you, and also the trauma that perhaps people you knew around you growing up, you know, they seen this, and it's like they seen you become so miserable, and they seen you become so depressed, and it seemed like they liked it. It almost feels like people wanted you to be below them, right? And you mean no harm to anyone, but it almost feels like people is wanting to test you all the time, you know. And this is where I remind you, number 9, to come back to your assignment, to the assignment that you were assigned to do. The Supreme is telling me to come back to center and to come back to your assignment, okay? Your patience matter, your energy matters, your heart matters. Your energy is what is going to save you from this place. Your energy is to be conserved. Your energy is to be put away, saved for somebody who will value it. And you've gotten to know this about yourself, number 9, okay? Like I said, I'm speaking to somebody here who is very much hyper independent. You had to really it's like a kid who, what is that word? I'm losing it. It'll come back. It's like, delinquent. You're a delinquent child. Okay, you grew up not interested in, you know, what your classes taught, the subjects that were taught in school. You weren't interested in all of that. Okay, I'm talking to number 9 here. You were that kid who didn't do very well with the discipline that you were experiencing at home. You weren't very comfortable with the discipline that was being taken at home. It felt like to you, the discipline that you had experienced growing up, you know, it felt more of like a restriction. It felt more of like a prison. It felt more like, Cinderella's story, where there's an evil stepmother and then the evil stepsisters. It's kind of like that. It's like when you were a kid, the discipline that you experienced growing up, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel just. Okay? So you had to really learn how to, assert yourself a certain way because you weren't taught to assert yourself a certain way, the way that you should and the way that you are actually wired to be. It almost felt like people were steering you off in the wrong direction, but they were steering you off in the wrong direction, and they were directing you in the wrong direction on purpose, intentionally, because they didn't want to see you rise. They didn't want to see you level up. They didn't want to see you get the things that you wanted to do for you. You see, you are a child of special gifts, number 9. You've come a long way in this journey. I'm speaking to somebody here when I say that you have come a long way in this journey of being independent, and you've really gotten to know what that means for yourself. This is self-discipline through adversity. I have the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is the card of hard work, perseverance. It's like every time somebody tests you, it's like every time you get bullied, it's like every time you get spite, it's like every time somebody tries to go behind your back and betray you, you go back to work. And then you channel all of that in your creativity, in your projects, and things that, makes you feel more, like in your element. Like, this is the work that I meant to do, okay? This is a card of hard work for you. And as you, thank you, Spirit, as you so diligently do this, okay, and you have been, it's like it got to a point where you didn't have a choice but to take on a certain assignment, okay? It had to get to a point where you had to be assigned, like you were assigned something here, and this is something that you've been dedicating your time and your energy on, to get away from certain people, to get away from certain family members. You really had to put your focus back on what mattered. You really had to put your focus back on what mattered, because your focus was stolen from you. Even your focus was, distracted. And so in this journey that you have been on, and this self-discipline that you set for your life, in your life, this really matters. Your energy really matters, because growing up, and hear me when I say number 9, growing up, nobody supported you in this. You were this lone wolf ever since you were a little kid. You were that kid who was holding on to special gifts that perhaps your stepmother was, ignoring, disregarding, but they were just disregarding this intentionally so that you wouldn't know yourself, that you have this special gift. You hear me? I'm speaking to somebody here, and I'm channeling for somebody that you've been a very independent and even an independent kid. So it's like you didn't even have a childhood. You didn't even get to feel and experience what it was like to have a childhood. It's like you went straight to being an adult as an 8-year-old, as a 9-year-old, as a 10-year-old, as an 11-year-old. It's like I'm hearing you had to make music. I'm hearing that, I'm speaking to somebody here when I say, like, you had to even create something to bring you back to focus, because your focus was stolen from you. It almost felt like your whole life, your energy was being stolen from you, your energy was being taken from you. There is much to talk about this energy taker in your life, in your past, that has kept you distracted and out of focus. So what I'm getting here, okay, you are standing your ground in present time. You've always been the one to follow your intuition, and perhaps your intuition has been your very best friend in getting you to where you need to be. Even if it's just for an hour and you need to find a safe space for you to go, but you just can't find that safe space because it almost seemed like wherever you go, people are wanting to test you. And I'm talking about this from the past. Present time, you are now standing your ground. Present time, you are now standing your ground, and you're going, I have had enough. I am sick of people stealing my ideas. I'm sick of people stealing my energy. I'm sick of people stealing my heart and tearing it apart. I'm sick of people stealing everything that they're able to grab from me, and then not having to apologize for it, not having to talk about it and even trapping me from my own will. So then your intuition, your gut is telling you, because your intuition has always been your best friend. Your intuition is key here. Your intuition is perhaps what has gotten you here. Your intuition has been your very best friend and uplifting you and coming back to even really knowing what happiness means, like truly. Dang. Intuition is key to coming back to your center. To you, it's like time has passed. The things that were done to me, it was done to me, and I leave that in the past. So now your focus is back to your craft, your assignment. You are now being redirected, you are now being redirected back to your mission, your purpose here. And now it's like, to you, you're having to create more time in doing so. And I'm speaking to somebody whose patience is paying off drastically. Perhaps it's also the patience that you've cultivated within yourself. And you've really grounded yourself in this energy that you are in. You weren't always one to be grounded in your energy. For our number 9s, okay, this is what I'm getting for our number 9s. You have been this very independent person. So in your time of privacy, in your time, what you do is you do maintenance, self-maintenance. You pick on the things that does not make you feel comfortable. You pick on your brain, on the things that does not make you feel pleasing. It's not pleasing your mind. It's not pleasing your heart. Anything that is displeasing to you, mind, body, and spirit, it has to go. And in order for you to let this go, you come back. When I say that you hold special gifts, like you hold special gifts, and you are one to really use this to your advantage right now, because this is all you got, number 9. You probably have parents, who didn't really care about you growing up, who didn't really show care and love and support, growing up. So you were this kid, and now as an adult, you've had to really fend for yourself. You've really had to protect whatever it is that you're carrying inside of you, your light, your gift, your talent. And your gift and your talent has been the one that has been defeated. It has been the one that has been ridiculed. Your gift and your talents has been the one that has been talked about and slandered. Your name has been slandered. So now you having to create so much more time in creating something with this gift that you have within yourself. I'm scared of you. You are nobody to mess with right now, for real. You are nobody to mess with. Okay, when I say, thank you, Spirit. Okay, you've had to fight through attacks. Number 9. Okay, you've had to fight through attacks. I'm speaking to our lone wolves here. You went through great trauma that you don't talk about with anybody, and it's like, this is what's coming up. It's like it comes in like increments. It's in details. Okay, the injustice that you had experienced, it comes in little details. It's very sneaky. Whomever this person was in your past that started this whole thing, it's like, on the way over here on my walk, you guys, I had seen a tree, okay, and the tree was split in half, all the way down to the roots, the very bottom of the ground, okay, and I had seen the way it was split in half. Somebody in your past, whomever this person was, somebody in your past literally took your roots and yanked it out of the ground. It's like somebody messing with your foundation intentionally. Somebody was trying to mess with your foundation intentionally and trying to shake it, yank your roots out of the ground, right? So now you started this journey because of that. You started this journey because somebody had shaken up your roots, had yanked your roots from the ground, and you had to start from scratch. Number 9. You know, you had to fight off attacks, spite, and you feel like your family betrayed you. You feel like these are family members that have betrayed you from the jump, from the start. They have been a distraction to your well-being. You have been misunderstood. You have been called the bad child. You have been called the abusive child. You have been called, you know, selfish. You know, you've gotten, you've gotten remarks like, I don't care about you, we don't love you, you know, we want you dead. When I say some of these parents want some of these kids dead, I'm saying, I don't mean to be dark, but I'm also not going to sugarcoat what is coming up for me and the downloads and the messages that are coming up for me, because some of these kids out here, you know, some of us need to hear these things because these things are the truth. And when I say that some parents out here want their children dead, I'm not making this shit up. And sure, I don't want to be talking about things like this on my channel, but these are things that perhaps should be coming up on my channel, because when we talk about things like this, it gets pretty serious. And perhaps we're trying to take the seriousness out so we can get fun back. And you haven't had a lot of fun lately because people haven't allowed you to have fun. And it was like they never taught you how to live your life. They never taught you how to even count. They didn't teach you how to do certain things on purpose so that you won't find out. It sounds evil, right? Go figure. You seeing the number 9 has a deeper meaning, and you having to follow it, that's bravery. And then you having to follow this, you having to follow your path, you having to follow the number 9 and being drawn to the number 9 and connecting yourself with the number 9 and going to yourself, yo, my intuition is telling me something, I think I should follow it, and you followed it. That's called bravery. And you finding my video is just luck, because you're a lucky charm. Perhaps the Supreme loves you and the Supreme favors you, number 9. Perhaps you are this motherfucking angel that you have been since you came out of your mom's womb that everybody has been fucking with, and now they're realizing this is not somebody you fuck with. This is not somebody you fuck with. It sounds very evil, right? When I say that they didn't teach you nothing. They didn't teach you nothing on purpose, intentionally, so that you wouldn't know anything. It sounds like a Cinderella story, right? They be locking you up in a room and making you clean all day, fixing their food for them, and they be treating you like a slave. It's kind of like that life. And no wonder why our number 9s had to go about life as an adult independently. And this is where the hyper independence come from. You can't trust anybody nowadays. You got to go far away, and perhaps that's why I had to walk an extra mile to get to this park, because that's where you've been in your journey. You always have to go an extra mile. You always have to go an extra mile. And the reason why you always have to go an extra mile, and sometimes this is by choice. You have to go an extra mile by choice because you're just trying to get to where you need to be. And every time you try to go to that direction, somebody is out to get you. It feels very authoritative. You have been around a lot of authoritative figures, and what I mean by authoritative, it's like they too have been trying to invade your space, invade your privacy, And it's like they demand you to do certain things. I need you to do that, and I need you to do this. I'm speaking to somebody here when I say that I'm channeling this for somebody, right? And this has been your whole childhood. And perhaps, while you're listening to this, you're remembering, wow, this is exactly what I had experienced when I was a kid. This is literally what you had experienced as a kid. It was like every time this authoritative figure comes around, they always got something to say, and they always got to demand something. When they see you smile, they demand something. When they see you happy, they demand something. I need you to go and do this, and I need you to go and do that, and I need you to feed, and I need you to clean this, and I need you to fix that, and I need you to organize this, and I need you to wash dishes, and I need you to broom the floor, and I need you to scrub the floors in the bathroom. I need you to fix everything. It's a Cinderella story. Whether I'm speaking to a female or a male, but I feel like I'm speaking to a male. This is for a masculine here, for sure. But please take this as it resonates. And if you are resonating with it, please resonate with it. And if you're not, please let it go. You don't need to force it. Why are you forcing it? You're weird. This is literally a Cinderella story, okay? And so hear me when I say this, collective, that now, you're coming up front now. You're seeing a lot of your truth. And people are perhaps, you don't even have to say anything. People perhaps are seeing the truth for itself. The truth is actually revealing itself. This eclipse is so harsh on some because it has to be. This eclipse, we come across, we go through these seasons for a reason. And I'm getting that this eclipse is revealing a lot to the evil ones and to the people who have done evil. So perhaps your evil stepmother or your evil sisters or whomever it is trying to throw ill will at you, okay, and have been throwing spite at you, okay, now they're playing the victim. Okay, now they're playing the victim, and they be seeing you just transmuting energy left and right, like you got powers and shit, okay? And what you're transmuting here, number 9, is passion. You're turning a lot of this anger, this rage, into passion. Woo! I just got chills all over my body. It literally went from my arms and all the way down to my legs. I still feel it. Okay. Now they're playing the victim. And so while they're playing the victim now, and they're denying the things that they had done to you, and they're going to deny the things that they had done to you, and now they're going to play the victim, and they're going to play the victim, and they're playing the victim. And while they're playing the victim, you're over here, number 9. You're transmuting this negative energy into passion, like overwhelmingly passionate. And this is what they're just not okay with. Like, what you mean? I prayed on their downfall, and I wanted them dead when they were a kid. What you mean? They're overwhelmingly passionate now. My whole life I've been trying to take them out, and their passion, and you're telling me now that they're rising and they're overwhelmingly passionate? They not mad at you because you're overwhelmingly passionate. They mad at you because when they tried to kill you, you wouldn't die. They're not mad at you because you're overwhelmingly passionate. They're mad at you because you can't die. You are pissing people off out here because you ain't dead. No one can really mess with you. People are pissed off because they want you dead, but you cannot die for the life of you. This whole time, your whole life, these people are trying to take you out and trying to find ways to take you out, to steal your energy, to steal everything that you got, but you're not dying. If anything, what's happening to your energy, you are actually becoming even more powerful. You know, you're very much loved. 6 of Wands. You're very much loved by the right people. You are very psychic. You have become very psychic. You know, I've come to really realize, and I experienced this for myself as well growing up, that when an abused child and when a child has been abused for way too long, they're going to be angry one day. They're going to grow up angry. There's not a child in this world who was abused who is not angry and is still holding on to anger. You know, we come across these seasons and we experience these seasons because these seasons is helping us understand the feelings and the emotions that are arising in that very specific season. And perhaps a season comes around to help you understand what was done to you, and you have become this very psychic individual because you experienced a lot of trauma. And when an abused child, you know, have only really experienced ridicule, manipulation, you know, one day you might just alchemize something. And they may not even like it. Remember when they wanted you dead? You're not dead, homie. You are far from dead. But that's what everybody wants you to be. You're not dead, you're psychic. If anything, you've come to really know certain things. And you're even telling yourself, I don't even want to know this. But I've come to really know it because, you know, when you've had to constantly place yourself, when you were placed in situations that you did not feel comfortable in, and whomever this authoritative figure, you know, pushed you to do it anyway, that's abuse. And then imagine that happening to you over and 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 over again. What do you think happens to a child? You know, I truly believe that all of us have a very unique gifts that we carry within ourselves. It's just like not everybody is willing to tap into it. Not everybody is wanting to tap into it. So when you come across somebody who is tapping into it, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Every single body has and carries a very unique talent and gifts. So when you see somebody who's tapping into their gifts, leave them alone. They aren't actually the people you want to mess with. 3333 when I said that. They aren't actually the person you want to mess with. Okay? You've taken control over your life. Of the Chariot. You've taken control over your life. You've taken control over your gifts, your talents, and now you seeing the world for what it actually is. You now have become this adult who sees things and feels things very heavily. Your senses are heightened. For a second, I felt like I needed to sneeze. Oh, that uncomfortable feeling. I'm getting also, don't lower yourself to speak up. You're in control. I'm getting with this Chariot, like you've come to a point now where you've just had it, and your body has programmed itself to just push and push and push and push and push. Okay, when you come face to face with you in this journey of unraveling a lot of this trauma, when you have come face to face with you, that is where you meet with your inner child. That is a point where your adult self and your inner child meets, okay, and you become one with everything. And then the supreme, when you come face to face with you, you don't see the world the same. It's like you have now grounded yourself in this energy, and you are now in control, and you can do anything with that power at will. You can do anything with that power when you are in control with your inner power. And this isn't power that I talk about that, people like to have control over people and to have to control over this world. No, I'm talking about power, real power, genuine, authentic inner power that you've cultivated within yourself through inner work. You are now in control of that. Because you see, when this authoritative figure have been bullying you and has bullied you and continuously bullies you and even humiliating you in front of people, one becomes so aware that it's scary. So aware that it's scary, and you even scaring this authoritative figure that has been abusing you your whole life, you scaring them. You're scaring them. And when I say that you've done some inner work, energy work, like, you cultivated a lot. It's almost like, I'm gonna say this, like when we have only really experienced trauma in our life, and we never really truly got a chance to just truly live out our life in the best way we want to, it's hard to celebrate yourself around people. It's hard to even tell people your plans, because people have motives out here that we don't know about. People have plans out here we don't know about. So it's like we can't even share our own, surprises. We can't even share our own plans. We can't even share the things that, that we care about most. It comes to a point when we've gone through so much trauma in our life, and people have been chasing and trying to go after you your whole life, you're gonna look at the world as evil. And it's almost like you're taking yourself away from fun. You're taking yourself away from being free. And perhaps I had to go an extra mile because you're literally trying to distance yourself from people. It's needed. It's needed. At this point, you are coming face to face with you and your vision. It's come to a point, where you truly needed to have a strong foundation to fall back to, and you had to start all over again. You had to start from scratch. You really did have to start from scratch. It is you and your vision now. It is you facing you. It is you sometimes against the world. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And perhaps you've made a lot of mistakes and you've failed a lot, It's like a part of the orchestration. Okay, this is what I'm getting. You failed a lot because, first of all, nobody taught you anything as a kid, right? And it was done intentionally. And so you failed a lot, and you've literally had to experience a lot of breakthroughs, experience multiple hitting rock bottom. You've also had to experience multiple awakenings to get you to this point. And you've just gotten to a point where you're just like, you know what, I've had it. So you're over here distancing yourself. I just seen a dragonfly right now. Okay. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this reality, physical reality. But what is to come for you is so much more than what you can fathom. You are to keep going. Do you hear me? You are to keep going. You didn't come this far to not be happy. You did not come this far to not get nothing. You are to keep going. I love you so much. My name is Kimber. If you would like a personal reading, okay, all my information will be down in the description box below. And check me out on other platforms as well. I am on TikTok. I am on Instagram, Facebook. I will see you guys in the next. I love you guys so much. Please take care out there and be safe. Love and peace. Bye.